Welcome back to the channel, where ordinary pocket change can turn into hidden treasure. Today's video is one you definitely don't want to miss, because we're talking about the fascinating 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny, a special coin that celebrates the 200th birthday of one of America's most famous presidents, Abraham Lincoln. At first glance, this penny may look like just another coin you might find in your pocket, but collectors know that some versions of this coin can actually be worth far more than 1 cent. So if you've ever saved old pennies or wondered whether the change in your jar could be valuable, stay with us, because this coin has a very interesting story. Let's get started. First up, the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny, specifically the without mint mark version in circulated condition. At first glance, it might look like just another penny sitting in your pocket or jar at home, but the history and collector interest surrounding this coin make it far more interesting than most people realize. So if you've ever wondered whether a simple penny could be worth more than 1 cent, stay with us because today's story might change the way you look at your spare change. The year 2009 was incredibly special in American coin history. That year marked the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in United States history. Because of this milestone, the United States Mint released a special series of pennies celebrating Lincoln's life journey. Instead of producing the traditional design used for decades, they created 4 unique reverse designs that each represented an important chapter in Lincoln's life. These included his birth and early childhood in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and finally his presidency in Washington, D.C. One of the most interesting things about the 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is that it was struck in Philadelphia, which traditionally does not place a mint mark on Lincoln cents. This small missing letter might seem unimportant, but for collectors it instantly identifies where the coin was produced. Philadelphia coins were minted in huge numbers, but certain examples still attract attention depending on their condition, color, and striking quality. Even a circulated example can still hold value if it has unique characteristics. The design itself is very different from what people were used to seeing on pennies before 2009. The obverse still features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909. However, the reverse designs were completely changed for that special anniversary year. One of the most recognizable versions shows a log cabin, symbolizing Lincoln's humble beginnings. This image represents the early life of Lincoln growing up in Kentucky, reminding collectors that one of America's greatest leaders started from extremely modest roots. For collectors, condition always plays a huge role in determining value. The coin we are focusing on today is in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions and shows signs of wear. You might see scratches, faded details, or darker copper color from years of handling. While circulated coins are generally worth less than mint-state examples, they can still attract collectors because the 2009 series holds historical importance. Another factor that collectors pay attention to is color classification. Lincoln pennies are usually categorized as red, red-brown, or brown depending on how much original copper color remains. Circulated coins often fall into the brown category because the copper surface naturally darkens over time. Even so, collectors still enjoy finding well-preserved circulated examples because they represent coins that actually traveled through the hands of everyday people. The rarity of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial pennies doesn't always come from low mintages, but from the fact that many people save them as souvenirs. Ironically, that means fewer circulated examples sometimes appear in everyday pocket change today. When collectors find a well-struck circulated coin with strong details and minimal damage, it can still become an interesting addition to a collection focused on modern U.S. coins. In the coin collecting community, the 2009 Lincoln series is often considered one of the most educational designs ever released by the United States Mint. Instead of simply honoring Lincoln with a portrait, the coins actually tell the story of his life step by step. From a small log cabin to the halls of the White House, these coins show how Lincoln's journey shaped American history. When it comes to market value, a typical circulated 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark usually sells for only a small premium over face value. Many examples trade for around 10 cents to a few dollars depending on condition and collector demand. However, special era varieties or exceptionally preserved examples can sometimes sell for significantly more, especially in online auctions where collectors compete for the best pieces. Collectors also watch closely for mint errors in the 2009 series. Sometimes coins are struck with double designs, off-center images, or unusual die varieties. These errors can dramatically increase the value of what would otherwise be an ordinary penny. That's why experienced collectors always inspect their coins carefully before spending them. Another reason people love the 2009 Abraham Lincoln bicentennial penny is the emotional connection it creates with history. Coins are small objects, but they carry stories from the past. Every time someone finds one of these pennies, it serves as a reminder of Lincoln's journey and the ideals he represented during his presidency. For beginners entering the hobby of coin collecting, the 2009 Lincoln pennies are actually a perfect starting point. They are affordable, easy to find, and historically meaningful. Many collectors enjoy building a complete 4-coin set from that year, representing each stage of Lincoln's life. If you're searching through your own pocket change, coin jars, or old piggy banks, it's always worth taking a closer look at your pennies. Even a simple circulated coin can sometimes surprise you. You might discover a special variety, an unusual strike, or a coin in better condition than you expected. The key tip for collectors is never judge a coin too quickly. What looks like a normal penny could actually be part of a historic series that collectors love. And the 2009 Lincoln coins are a perfect example of how modern pocket change can still carry fascinating stories. Next up, the 2009 Abraham Lincoln bicentennial penny, specifically the version without a mint mark in circulated condition. At first glance, it may look like just another common penny, but once you understand the history and details behind it, you might start seeing this coin in a completely different way. The year 2009 was a very special moment in American coin history. It marked the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Because of this historic milestone, the United States Mint released a special 4-design penny series to honor Lincoln's life. Instead of using a single reverse design like most years, the Mint created 4 different designs that represent key stages in Lincoln's journey from humble beginnings to national leadership. The front of the coin still carries the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has appeared on U.S. pennies since 1909. This portrait was originally created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Even in circulated condition, the details of Lincoln's profile can still be seen clearly on many examples, though years of use can soften the design. One of the most important details collectors look for on this coin is the absence of a mint mark. When a Lincoln penny does not show a mint mark below the date, it means the coin was produced in Philadelphia. For decades, Philadelphia coins were traditionally struck without mint marks, making them easy for collectors to identify. While millions of these coins were produced, each one still represents a piece of American history. The 2009 penny series is especially interesting because of its 4 unique reverse designs. Each design represents a different stage of Lincoln's life story. One shows the simple log cabin representing his birth and childhood in Kentucky. Another design represents his formative years in Indiana. A third design celebrates his professional life in Illinois before he became president. The final design represents Lincoln serving in the nation's capital during one of the most challenging periods in American history. Even though these coins were minted in large numbers, collectors still enjoy searching for them because of their historical meaning. Many people saved them when they were first released, which means fewer circulated examples appear in pocket change today. Finding one in everyday circulation can still be a fun discovery for both beginners and experienced collectors. The coin we're discussing today is in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions. Circulated coins typically show signs of wear such as small scratches, faded surfaces, or darker coloring. Over time, the copper surface reacts with air and oils from handling, creating the brown color often seen on older pennies. Collectors classify Lincoln pennies based on color categories such as red, red-brown, and brown. Most circulated examples fall into the brown category because they have lost their bright original copper shine. While uncirculated red coins are usually worth more, circulated brown coins can still hold collector interest depending on their condition and historical significance. Another interesting aspect of the 2009 Abraham Lincoln bicentennial penny is how it tells a story through its design. Very few coin programs have attempted to show the full life journey of a historical figure the way this series does. From a humble log cabin to the presidency, the coin reminds collectors that Lincoln's story began with very simple beginnings. Collectors also keep an eye out for unusual features or mint errors in these coins. Occasionally, a coin might show a double design, an off-center strike, or other small minting mistakes. These types of errors can sometimes increase the value of a coin dramatically, which is why careful collectors inspect every coin closely. In terms of market value, most circulated 2009 Lincoln pennies without a mint mark are usually worth only a small amount above their face value. Many sell for a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on their condition and collector demand. However, coins with exceptional quality or interesting errors can sometimes sell for significantly higher prices. What makes coin collecting exciting is that valuable coins can still appear in everyday places. People have discovered collectible coins in pocket change, old jars, family collections, and even inside forgotten piggy banks. The thrill of finding something unexpected keeps collectors searching through their coins every day. For beginners entering the hobby, the 2009 Lincoln series is actually a great starting point. Because there are 4 different reverse designs, collectors often enjoy trying to build a complete set. It's an affordable and educational way to learn about American history and coin design at the same time. The United States Mint created this series not only to celebrate Lincoln, but also to remind people of the importance of history in everyday life. Coins are more than just currency. They are tiny historical documents that travel through the hands of millions of people. Even though the coin in circulated condition might not make someone instantly rich, it still represents a unique piece of a commemorative coin program. For many collectors, the joy comes from the history, the hunt, and the connection to the past rather than just the price. If you enjoy checking coins, it's always a good idea to look closely at every penny you find. Pay attention to the date, mint mark, and overall condition. Sometimes the smallest details can make the biggest difference in the coin collecting world. Next up, the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny with a D mint mark, found in circulated condition. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny from your pocket change, but behind this small copper coin lies a story connected to American history, coin design, and the life of one of the nation's most respected leaders. The year 2009 was extremely important for U.S. coin collectors and history enthusiasts. It marked the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. To celebrate this milestone, the United States Mint released a special 4-design series of Lincoln pennies. Each design represents a different stage in Lincoln's life, allowing collectors to follow his journey from humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential leaders in American history. On the front of the coin, you will still find the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has appeared on the penny for more than a century. This portrait was originally created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909. Even today, it remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. On circulated coins, the portrait may appear slightly worn due to years of use, but the design still carries the strong presence of Lincoln's historic image. The coin we are focusing on today carries the D mint mark, which means it was struck at the Denver Mint. The small letter D appears just below the date on the front of the coin. For collectors, mint marks are extremely important because they tell us where a coin was produced. Different mints sometimes produce coins with slightly different strike qualities or mintages, which can affect collector demand. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Series includes 4 reverse designs that represent important moments in Lincoln's life. One of the designs features a log cabin, symbolizing Lincoln's birth and childhood in Kentucky. Another design shows Lincoln reading a book while sitting on a log, representing his formative years and dedication to learning. A third design represents his professional life before becoming president, and the fourth design shows the U.S. Capitol during the time of his presidency. Even though millions of these coins were produced, collectors still enjoy finding them in circulation because they represent a unique moment in coin history. Unlike most modern coins that keep the same design for many years, the 2009 series changed designs several times within the same year. This makes the coins more interesting and collectible compared to standard pennies. The example we're discussing today is in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions. Circulated coins often show wear from handling, small scratches, or fading in the details. Over time, copper coins like the Lincoln penny naturally change color as they react with air and oils from people's hands. Collectors usually classify Lincoln pennies by color. These categories include red, red-brown, and brown. Most circulated coins fall into the brown category because they have lost their bright original copper shine. While red uncirculated coins tend to be more valuable, circulated brown coins can still be desirable to collectors depending on their condition. Another reason collectors pay attention to the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny is because of the historical story it tells. Very few coin programs have attempted to show the life journey of a president through multiple coin designs. This series gives collectors a miniature history lesson with every coin they examine. In the world of coin collecting, small details can sometimes make a big difference. Collectors often inspect their coins carefully for unusual mint errors or die varieties. Occasionally, a coin might show doubling in the letters, an off-center strike, or other interesting minting mistakes that can increase its value. When it comes to market value, most circulated 2009 Lincoln pennies with the D mint mark are usually worth only a small premium over face value. Many examples sell for a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on their condition and collector demand. However, coins with unusual errors or exceptionally strong details can sometimes sell for more in auctions. The exciting part of coin collecting is that valuable discoveries can still happen in everyday places. People have found collectible coins in their pocket change, coin jars, old piggy banks, and family collections. Sometimes a coin that looks completely ordinary can turn out to be something special. For beginners entering the coin collecting hobby, the 2009 Lincoln series is often considered a great starting point. The coins are easy to recognize, historically meaningful, and affordable to collect. Many collectors enjoy trying to find all 4 reverse designs from the year to complete a full bicentennial set. The United States Mint designed these coins not only to celebrate Lincoln's life, but also to inspire people to learn about American history. Coins travel through the hands of millions of people, making them one of the most accessible forms of historical storytelling. Even though a circulated example may not be worth thousands of dollars, it still represents a special commemorative issue. For collectors, the real value often comes from the history and the excitement of the search rather than just the price of the coin. If you enjoy checking your spare change, it's always worth looking closely at your pennies. Pay attention to the date, mint mark, and overall condition. Sometimes the smallest details can reveal something interesting about a coin's origin. Next up, the 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny, specifically the version without a mint mark in circulated condition. At first glance, it might appear to be just another penny from everyday change, but this small coin actually represents a very special moment in American coin history. The year 2009 was incredibly important because it marked the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States and one of the most influential figures in American history. To honor this historic milestone, the United States Mint created a special series of Lincoln pennies. Instead of producing a single design for the entire year, they introduced 4 different reverse designs that each represent an important stage of Lincoln's life. On the front of the coin, collectors still see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design has been a part of American currency since 1909 and was originally created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The portrait shows Lincoln facing right with the word "Liberty" on one side and the date on the other. Even on circulated examples, this design remains one of the most recognizable images in the world of coin collecting. One important detail about the coin we're discussing today is the absence of a mint mark. When a Lincoln penny does not display a mint mark under the date, it means the coin was struck in Philadelphia. For decades, coins produced in Philadelphia were traditionally made without a mint mark, making them easy for collectors to identify. The 2009 Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Penny is particularly interesting because it tells the story of Lincoln's life through 4 different designs released during the year. One design shows the log cabin representing Lincoln's humble birth in Kentucky. Another design represents his early years growing up and learning in Indiana. A third design reflects his professional life before becoming president, and the 4th design symbolizes his leadership in Washington during his presidency. The example we're focusing on today is described as circulated condition, which means it has been used in everyday transactions. Circulated coins usually show signs of wear such as small scratches, faded lettering, or smoother surfaces from years of handling. These marks are part of the coin's journey through circulation and tell a story of how it passed from person to person over time. Another feature collectors consider is the color of the coin. Lincoln pennies are often classified as red, red-brown, or brown depending on how much original copper color remains. Most circulated coins fall into the brown category because the copper surface gradually darkens as it reacts with air and handling. Even though circulated coins are usually less valuable than uncirculated ones, they can still be interesting for collectors. Many people enjoy collecting coins that have actually been used in daily life because they represent a real connection to history and everyday commerce. The United States Mint produced millions of these coins in 2009, but the special bicentennial designs make them stand out compared to other modern pennies. Instead of a single reverse design that lasts for decades, collectors were given a unique set of coins that together tell a historical story. For coin collectors, one exciting part of searching through pennies is the possibility of finding mint errors. Occasionally, a coin may have a double design, an off-center strike, or other unusual characteristics created during the minting process. These types of errors can sometimes increase the value of a coin dramatically. When it comes to market value, most 2009 Lincoln pennies without a mint mark in circulated condition are generally worth only a small premium above their face value. Many examples sell for just a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on their condition and collector interest. However, exceptional pieces or rare varieties can sometimes sell for more. What makes coin collecting so exciting is that valuable or interesting coins can still be discovered in everyday places. People have found collectible coins in pocket change, coin jars, old drawers, and even forgotten piggy banks. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance can sometimes turn out to be something special. The story behind Abraham Lincoln also adds an emotional connection to these coins. Lincoln's journey from a humble childhood in a log cabin to becoming president during one of the most challenging periods in American history continues to inspire people around the world. Because of that historical importance, many collectors enjoy building a full set of the 4 bicentennial designs from 2009. Completing the set allows collectors to see the entire story of Lincoln's life represented through coin design. Even though a circulated penny may not be extremely rare, it still carries historical meaning. Every coin has traveled through countless hands and transactions, becoming part of everyday life while quietly preserving a piece of history. For anyone interested in starting a coin collection, the 2009 Lincoln pennies are a great place to begin. They are easy to recognize, affordable to collect, and connected to a significant historical anniversary.